everybody. Thanks for being here on this Friday morning. This is what we're going to be chatting about this morning and just recapping some of the big stories that I touched on throughout the week at the First Alert Safety Desk, including this Door County Love Dark Chocolate Cherry Granola recall. Also, we talked a lot about allergy season, packing a pollen punch, and this morning we had some pretty major recalls to talk about too, with regards to that Starbucks mug recall, the Fisher-Price toy recall, and a baby walker as well. So we'll chat all about that. So in the meantime, thanks for being here. We'll wait just a second to get everybody tuned in. I do want to start with that Door County recall, and per usual, let me remove that. We are not live in Fond du Lac. Per usual, everything is at WBAY.com. If you just go to the Safety Desk tab right here, you'll find all of the stories that I touch on throughout the week, and then some, in case you missed something. So for sure, we want to start with the Door County recall here, some of the details for you on your screen, if you want to follow along. This is from the FDA. It came early in the week. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, but they're warning about this product from Door County that might contain almonds. So it's an allergy warning. Kick Ash out of Ellison Bay recalling this Door County Love Dark Chocolate Cherry Granola. The lot number right there on your screen. So if it looks familiar, or maybe you gifted somebody this, something good to know, especially if they have allergies. But they said that the granola was in packaging that did reveal the presence of almonds, and if anybody in your family has allergies, you know how important that is. I know for sure we deal with allergies, so it's good to know when those come out. A pretty big one there. Another one we'll spend a little bit more time on is the early allergy season. I spoke to Dr. Kagan here in Northeast Wisconsin. He's very well known, Dr. Steve Kagan. He wants you to know climate change is real. It was the first thing that he mentioned to me when I spoke to him over the phone this week, talking about allergy season. And he mentioned it started early this year, actually a month early. It's pretty aggressive already. And we're talking in particular the tree allergens, the pollen. So he says, again, climate change is real. He says it affects everyone's health, and we need to get used to dealing with allergies over a longer period of time. That's just the way it's going. He also says it impacts the economy because, of course, farmers end up with less grain. If we have less precipitation, the trees are struggling, things are struggling to grow and bloom. We have a lot more of that pollen, so it does make that food we eat more expensive. That's why it does. It's got that domino effect, right? So Dr. Kagan says our recent weather patterns, again, and that lack of moisture is what's really ramping things up. The latest pollen report as of Wednesday, March 20th this week, at least from this report, and I'll show you how to check the latest, but what I was comparing this week was the total pollen count, which is the average number of pollen grains per cubic meter for allergy season in 2022, at this time was at 50. So that was the cumulative total, and then it was 0 last year. This year, so we had 0, 50, okay, not too bad, but then 3,228 is what we saw this year in March, earlier this week. So we can head over to WBAY.com. I'm going to take this out and go to our website. We'll get out of the Safety Desk tab for just a moment here, but you can go to the main page. You can go to these bullets right here and then go all the way down. Got the gas tracker. Where is it? I'm looking for the allergy report. And actually, I should follow my own advice, because if you go to the Safety Desk tab, I put it right in the story for you. There we go. So you can check our allergy reports, allergy tracker. And then it'll tell you daily mold and pollen counts. Obviously, mold not a thing just yet as far as how high it's getting, but Dr. Kagan talks about how, he doesn't treat pollen, he treats patients. So that risk factor is what most of us are looking for. We're looking for the low, moderate, or high, or very high, and that's been very high with those trees. You see maple, cottonwood, for example. That's what we're seeing right now. Everything else as far as mold is low. But again, it's here earlier, it's here more aggressively. The weather patterns impacting that, so you'll definitely want to plan as you head out the door this morning and for this season. Make sure that you prepare for that, and any kids that you might have that have allergies too. So pretty useful information, and we'll keep tracking that for you as well. And if you're just tuning in, hi Jody, good morning. Thank you for tuning in and saying Good Friday to you. Just touching on the allergy story that I did earlier in the week. Because it was so important. So many people are dealing with allergies, and actually the Kagan Allergy Report, which is right on our website that I just showed you, it takes you to their website. It also has an area where you can check to see if you've got either a cold, allergies, or COVID. It's really, really useful, but both of our websites kind of work together. Thankfully, we have that resource right on our website, WBAY.com, if you want to take a look at that. Another big story that I mentioned, we're going to go back to the website because it's just so handy. Go right here to the Safety Desk tab and then click on the story you want to read, obviously. But this one is one I want to chat about. Mugs, 440,000 of them. Starbucks branded gift sets recalled. Another one that I was talking about. And in that blue link, the Consumer Product Safety Commission right here talks about how these metallic mugs included in 2023 holiday Starbucks brand gift sets, they were sold at Walmart, Target, online, in-store. These look really familiar to me. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen these everywhere. But it's those metallic mugs you see right here. So there is a risk for getting burned or even getting cut. They can overheat or break. So that's the issue with these. Again, they were just recalled, and they were sold during the 2023 holiday season up until January of this year. So if you gifted this, or if you have one yourself, you can take it back to the store for a full refund. All that information right there at WBAY.com. But we want to also go back to the Safety Desk tab and talk about the Fisher-Price recall, and not to mention the baby walker recall, which I thought was pretty impactful. But the Mickey and Friends Little People, those figurines by Fisher-Price, those are the latest recall this morning that we were talking about. And I think the video will pop up here in just a second after the ad, but it's just the Donald and Daisy figurines that you could take back to the store for, there they are, for $10, a $10 refund, because they come in a package of all the Disney characters. They're circled right here. So it's just the Donald and Daisy. So the concern is that your child could choke because the head on those figurines can come off. So you got to watch for that. Maybe check your child's toy chest this morning and look at this recall if you want. There were 3 reports of detachments, but so far, at least as far as reports go, we haven't seen anything come down. CPSC also talking about the comfy baby infant walkers. And, you know, it's really interesting because this one, actually the company doesn't even exist anymore, so you can't get a refund. But the product does violate federal safety regulations for infant walkers because they can fit through a standard doorway. They're also not designed to stop right at the steps. So they also have leg openings that allow a child to slip down and get their head trapped. I think there's video here I'm going to scroll a little bit further here. Check for it. And I should mention they're exclusively on Amazon. That's what they look like right there, the comfy baby infant walkers. So get rid of them. Unfortunately, you can't get your money back. But again, all of the stories that I've done throughout the week, there's plenty of others that I touched on this week. You could see this housework story talking about U.S. inflation consumer price index. So the housework that you do is now going to be taken into account with that U.S. inflation report that comes out. Fruits and vegetables that test for high levels of pesticide. That was an interesting one, and plenty of other stories. There's this recall this week too on air fryers if you want to take a look at that. But just wanted to quickly hop on and chat about these. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you know of anything going on in our area safety-wise, let me know if there's something that you think is going on that we can check in on. But otherwise, just go to our website, WBAY.com, to check on those. And thank you to, I think, Bill for saying good morning. Good morning to you. It is Friday, so the other thing that we got to talk about is the First Alert Weather Day. We had that snow out there, and Catherine's been following a lot of people in First Alert traffic sliding off the road. We had our reporters this morning talking about the conditions out there. It's still slick in some areas, so make sure you watch for that. Maybe we should just go ahead and check that since it is a First Alert Weather Day, and go to 511 real quick before I go. So I'll just leave this here for you if you're going to head out the door at all here pretty soon. You could see slippery stretches, and then right here, the Leo Frigo Bridge not doing so great, but this stretch right here, ice covered. So just give yourself, as we always say, extra time as you head out the door this morning, and stay safe. Have a good weekend too. Sounds like we'll be talking about some more snow this weekend into Monday, so make sure you tune in for Action 2 News this morning. I'll keep you posted on other safety desk stories. Have a great day.